Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we are going to be taking a look at this pen drive. And this is the SanDisk mobile pen drive core, and this is mobile because it comes with two connectors. On this side you've got your USB-A connectors which you can use to connect this pen drive to your laptops or your computer, and we've got a USB-C port. We can use that to connect to your tablets as well as your Android mobile phones and other devices that supports USB-C OTG. So this came in this simple packaging. The one that we've got is the 128 GB version, and the one that we've got is also 400 megabytes per second read speed. I think there is different read speed variant available, maybe 150, 400, and there is one other available, but the one that we've got is the 400 megabytes per second version. If you take a look at the back, you can see that it comes with a 5-year warranty, which is pretty standard on most pen drives these days, and not much else is given at the back here. You can see that you can connect this to your mobile phone because of the USB-C port, and you can connect this to your laptops and computers using the USB-A port. Now this is available in different colors, but we got this one because this was a little cheaper compared to some other variants. Maybe there is another version which comes in metal as well, so there is that. Anyways, without any further delay, let's just take this pen drive out and see how it looks from inside, and then we'll do a quick speed test. So I've got my plate here. Let me just go over here a couple of times. So it looks like we got this open. So I'm going to take the pen drive out. Right, so I've got the pen drive out. As you can see, this is how the pen drive looks. You've got your SanDisk logo. Let's keep the packaging aside from now. Let's open the plastic part from back. And there we go. So this is the pen drive. You can see it's very small. You can see the SanDisk logo here, and the build quality is nice, decent. It is built with plastic. Every part is plastic. It is your USB 3.2 generation 1 USB port, and on this side you've got your USB-C port, which you can use to connect this to your mobile phones as well as your laptops which support USB-C. It is a swivel design, so when you are carrying it, you will be carrying this here, and it seems to lock in place so that it doesn't move, and you can use a lanyard or put this in a keyring, and this will also protect your USB-C connector. The USB-C A connector doesn't require any protection. It's quite robust on its own, but again it is built with plastic. As you can see, it is bending. So one thing that they could have easily done was at least replace the middle part with some sort of some kind of a metal there, because this could easily break. As you can see, this is bending very easily. So build quality is like all right, but not the most strongest pen drive out there. At the back you can see the mechanism which keeps in place. So once you do this, it will hold it in place. You can also lock it in the other direction. So this is how it looks. So overall, I'm quite satisfied with the look and the build quality of this pen drive. Okay, so now let us quickly connect this on my computer and see how it performs. We'll do a quick speed test and we'll do some real life file transfer with this pen drive. Alright guys, so this is my Windows 10 computer, and this computer is running a Intel i5-11400 processor, and this motherboard has a USB 3.2 Gen 1 port. So these are my two USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports. So let's plug in our SanDisk pen drive in there and see what is the speed we are getting. So I'm going to plug in the USB 3 port first, and then we will plug that in the USB 2.0, and then we'll do the speed test. Pen drive is now connected, and as you can see, it is detected as an E drive there. So let's open this PC. In this PC, you can see, if I hover the mouse on top of the pen drive, you can see that this is displaying as 114 GB. So out of the 128 GB, we're only getting 114 GB of usable space. Let's open the pen drive and see whether SanDisk has added some things in there. So as you can see, there is your SanDisk software which I am not going to be installing. So let's go back, and if I click on the properties of this drive, you can see the drive is formatted as FAT32 in default. Sorry about my monitor. My monitor stopped working about 6 months ago, and since then I'm getting these weird lines at the bottom. Anyways, that's not the problem. Let's open Crystal Disk Mark and do our speed test. Alright guys, so as you can see, the Crystal Disk Mark is open and our drive is already selected, which is E drive, and it is displaying as 115 GB in here. Let's select it. I'm going to with test of 1 GB. I'm going to go single pass, and let's click on all, and we'll come back when the test is finished. Alright guys, as you can see, our test is finished and we are getting almost exactly the same speed that SanDisk was mentioning on the packaging. So they're saying that there should be getting about 400 megabytes per second read speed, and we are indeed getting about 400 megabytes per second read speed in sequential read. In the random read, we are getting about 14, which is still better than most pen drive that I've seen. On the random on the sequential write speed, which is when you're transferring data from your computer onto the pen drive, we're getting 150, which is still one of the highest speed that I've seen in all the pen drives that I've tested so far. And in the random write speed, so when you're writing multiple type of different files from your computer onto the pen drive, you're getting about 3 megabytes per second, which is still better than most pen drives that I have seen, or the pen drives that I own at the moment. So I'm very happy with the results. So let's quickly do a real life test. I'm gonna take a small file. We will transfer that file from our computer onto the pen drive, and then we'll do the reverse. We will copy that file from the pen drive back onto our computer and see how fast it is able to do that. Alright guys, let us do some real life testing. So I'm gonna select a file, and as you can see in this folder, I've got this file. If I hover over the file, you can see that the file is about 1.8 GB, almost 1 GB files. Let's duplicate this file. I'm going to copy this file. I'm going to paste it right here, and this should create another copy of this file. As you can see, now we've got another copy. Now let's put these files in a folder. Rather not put that in the folder, let's select properties, click on it. I'm going to click on properties. As you can see, our file now becomes 2 GB file. So we're going to be transferring a 2 GB of file from our computer onto the pen drive, and at the moment we are using a USB 3.0 port. So let's click on send to, and before I click on paste, I'm going to bring in my timer. When I click on paste, I will click my timer as well. So let me click on paste, 1 2 3, and as you can see at the top, we're getting these speeds. We're getting about 119 megabytes per second. This is write speed, and we're writing a 2 GB of file from our computer onto the pen drive. So getting consistent 120 GB speed, 1 2 3, stop. So as you can see, it took about 20 seconds of time to transfer a file from your computer onto the pen drive using USB 3.0 ports. Now let us do the reverse of that. So we'll copy those files back onto our computer, and that will tell us the read speed of the drive. So let's open this PC and access the drive. Let's see whether our file is there or not. So as you can see, these two files are there. Let's copy them. I'm going to click on copy. I'm going to paste them on my desktop here. I click on paste. Again, before I click paste, let's start a timer. So here's my timer. Let's click on paste, 1 2 3. Very fast. As you can see, it took almost 4 seconds, or maybe less than that. Almost 4 seconds it was able to copy a 2 GB of file from the pen drive onto our computer. So the speeds are indeed close to 400 megabytes per second. So there is that. Now let us do the same test using the USB 2.0 port on my computer. Alright guys, so previously the pen drive was plugged in the USB 3.0 port. Now let us take the pen drive out and plug the pen drive in the USB 2.0 port. So this test should help those people who don't have a USB 2.0 port, or people whose computer is old and doesn't have a USB 3.0 port. So let me plug the pen drive in the USB 2.0 port and do the same tests again. So let me just plug this in. It's plugged in. Again, it displayed as USB E drive. Let's open Crystal Disk Mark and do the same test again. Alright guys, as you can see, the Crystal Disk Mark is now open. Again, we'll select the E drive, displaying as 115 GB. 1 GB of file transfer will go single pass, and I'm going to click on all. Let's click on all. Now we'll come back when the test is finished. Alright guys, as you can see, the test is now finished. So we can see that in the sequential read speed, we're getting somewhere close to 40 megabytes per second. In the random read speed, we're getting 9. And if we take a look at the sequential write speed, we're getting 36 megabytes per second. And the random write speed, we're getting about 2.7, about 2.5 megabytes per second, which is a respectable results. And again, one of the fastest results that I've seen compared to the pen drive that I already own. Now let us do a real life test. Again, we'll do transfer the file that we've done previously. So let me just open that folder. Okay, so here you can see the same folder that we did previously. Again, our two files that we transferred before. If we take a look at the two files again, go to the properties, you can see the files is coming to about 2 GB. Let's send them to our pen drive. send to, I'm going to select the E drive, which is our pen drive. And before I do that, like previously, I'm going to start a timer. So let me bring in my timer. So here is my timer. I'm going to click on paste. 1, 2, 3, paste. So test is now running. If we take a look at the speed, we're getting somewhere close to 34 megabytes per second. I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when the test is finished. So again, we are in the middle of the transfer and it is still transferring the file. You can see we're still getting consistent about 33 megabyte per second speed. And the time we reached about 43 seconds. Let's keep waiting. Alright, so as you can see, the test is finished. We transferred 2 GB of data from our computer onto the pen drive and took about 1 minute and 8 seconds using the USB 2.0 port. Now let us do the opposite of that. We'll copy the data from the pen drive to our computer and we'll see how long that takes. So I'm going to reset the timer and let's copy that data. Okay, so let us open the pen drive. Once the pen drive is open, you can see the 2 files that we copied onto the pen drive. Let's copy them. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to select copy. And then I will copy these files back to my desktop, and when I click paste, this should give us the read speed of this pen drive. Again, I've got my timer here. I'm going to click on paste. 1, 2, 3. Let's take how long it takes to copy the data. And as you can see, we're getting the read speed of about 40 megabytes per second. Let's come back when the test is finished. Okay, so we're in the middle of the test and we are getting about somewhere close to 56. The speed increased a little bit here. It's been about 34 seconds, still getting consistent 40 megabytes per second read speed. Let's come back when the test is finished. Stop. So as you can see, it took about 54 seconds to copy the data from the pen drive back onto our PC. So this is the read speed of this pen drive when using the USB 2.0 ports. So this test should help those people whose computer is old or people who don't have a USB 3.0 port on their computer. Okay guys, now let us connect this pen drive on a phone and see whether the USB-C port is working or not. So let me switch on to the USB-C port. I've got my Redmi Note 8 here. So let's connect and see if it works or not. So I'm going to connect it here. Now connected. As you can see, it says USB drive. If I click on it, it should take me to the file. You can see we can see all the files that were there. You can see the SanDisk software that we saw when we were using the computer. And you can see the file that we copied during the speed test. So let me click on the file and let's see if it works or not. So as you can see, the file is now played. Let me scrub through the file. You can see the file is playing without any problem. So that's very nice. So it works on Redmi Note 8. Let's try a different phone. Okay guys, so here I've got my Redmi Note 7 here. Let's see whether the pen drive works on this phone or not. So I'm going to connect it here. It's now connected. Let's see what happens. As you can see, it says USB drive is connected. If I click on the notification, it should take me to the folder and you can see the folder again. All our files, the SanDisk preloaded stuff, and again a file that we copied during the speed test. Let me click on it and see how it works on the Redmi Note 7. So as you can see, it's working. If I scrub through the file, you can see it's playing without any problem. So as you can see, I tested this on 2 phones and it is working now. Now this feature should be really helpful for those people who go on a holiday and they click a lot of pictures with their phone and they don't have anywhere to store those pictures because their phone memory is full. So they can carry such a drive, quickly transfer the files from the phone onto the pen drive and then keep using their phone or taking more pictures and videos. Okay, so for the final test, I'm going to be testing the USB-C port on this laptop with the USB-C port. So at the back of this laptop, there is a USB-C port here. So let me just plug in my pen drive. It's now plugged in. Let's open the laptop. So the laptop is now running. Let's check whether our drive is detected or not. So if I click on here, you can see our SanDisk drive is detected. SanDisk USB 3.2 Gen 1. Let's try this PC. And you can see our USB E drive is displaying here. So let's quickly do a crystal disk mark test. I'm going to open the crystal disk mark. Run a speed test. I'm going to select the pen drive, which is here, E drive. I'm going to select 1 GB byte. I'm going to select a single pass. I'm going to click on all. And by the way, this laptop is running Windows 11 at the moment. I'm going to go on. And I will come back when the test is finished. Okay guys, so as you can see, the test is finished and it seems we are getting the similar results that we got using the USB-A port. There is a little bit of decrease in the speed, maybe because this laptop is about 8 years old and the USB-C port is not up to standard, considering up to standard of today's laptop. But if you have a newer laptop, I think you will get better results. Anyways, they are comparable to the USB-A port. So this was my test of the USB-C port on a laptop. So there we go guys, this was my video on this SanDisk Mobile Go pen drive with dual ports, a USB-C port as well as a USB-A port. We tested this on a different number of platforms. I hope you find this video helpful. Thanks for watching and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.